So some background about my 8th grade earth science class. The students are doing an environmental science project where they have all created characters, and we watched the movie The Day After Tomorrow, and the characters have all fled to Mexico and are there at a refugee center. And we have been learning about the environment and what happened with the greenhouse effect and all these gases in the context that there has been this major environmental problem like the movie The Day After Tomorrow. We're in that universe, and they're keeping a diary of their character and what's been happening with their character in this regard. Well, several of us in the refugee center, I'm one of the refugees, have been getting sick. And we think that we've been getting sick from the water. We think the water's contaminated. And we have done this exercise where we walked down to a pond and scooped out water with these 5-liter containers that I brought in, so they could practice carrying water and see what it was really like, that you can't just have running water, that you have to go and carry it and bring it back to the refugee center. And then we added a little bit of clay, and now they're building filtration systems to help filter and clean the water to make sure it's drinkable, since we've been getting ill. A lot of the students have come up with different filtration systems, and what we're doing at the beginning of the lesson is reviewing some vocabulary and the concepts. And please forgive the students. They're very shy, and this class is 90% ESL. Some of them are higher than others, but we have a few very low ESL students that have joined us very recently. So we spend a lot of time reviewing language and making sure they understand a lot of the language of it. And then we're going to go into them constructing the filters. So impurities. Who knows what impurities means? Not, in, Marvin? Okay, great. So everyone else, what part of impurities is the root word? What part of impurities is the root word? Come on, guys. Pure? Okay, what does pure mean? Thank you. Clean? Only one thing. Pure water is only water. There's nothing else in it. Marvin, is this water pure water? What else is in this water? Bacteria? What else is in this water, Jinwoo? Mud, clay? What else is in this water? Who else? Some of that algae we saw, wasn't it kind of greenish too, to the pond? And what lives in that pond that we got the water from? Fish. There's probably some fish remains in there. Remember, we had that fish that was sick for a month down there. You don't know what's in that pond. It's all kinds of stuff. Maybe some insect parts. You know, some firefly died and there's some insect legs in there. Maybe I added some of my dragonfly legs. You don't know. Whatever. Bless you. Okay, so pure means clean, only one thing. What does the N part mean? What does M mean? Like impossible. Can't. So impurities, ending, what does the ending mean? This means it can't be clean. It has things that make it not clean, not one thing. And then this part is the ending, the part of speech that tells us, one of the people who actually knows, Ian, since you knew what impurities are?
Yeah.
It's plural, and it's telling you what? Many. So remember we said all the things that are in this water that make it not clean, the impurities in our water. The impurities in our water were what? The clay, mud, bacteria, fish poo, right? We said there was some algae in there. Those are the impurities. What do we want the water to come out as?
Purity.
No, purity, it's just the pure part. We're thinking of the root word as being pure. We want to make it as simple as possible. And then in the English language, you modify the endings to mean different things. So purity is a different ending. See that ending is different from the pure part.
But the P still means
Well, no, this has more than one thing. Remember we did that sentence? Produce is a product produced by producers. We do that sentence in here? That has the same root word for each of those words. So this is the same thing. In the different endings, there's actually like a different ending here. This part's what makes it plural. If we were going to make this singular, it would be impurity with a Y. So this IT part is telling you something a little different. But honestly, you're going to have to start going to a English person for that. Because I don't actually know that one, sorry. Do you see the difference? So this part being plural, this part is singular, and then the IT part is telling you something different. You would say, for instance, if we're defining this again, impure would be the descriptor. That water is impure. So this is an adjective describing the water. Impurity would be a singular thing that's making it not pure. Impurity, so this is noun. The IT makes that a noun. Stupid English, it's ridiculous. So that part's the noun, and then this is making it singular or plural. Does that help you? Okay. So, here's our list of impurities. Now, what are we trying to do with our water filters? No? What are we trying to do with our water filters? Make it clean, so we're trying to remove these impurities. Okay? What's the most important impurity to remove? Jenwood, what's the most important impurity to remove? The clay? Why are we cleaning the water? What's happening that made us want to clean this water besides the fact that it looks disgusting? We're trying to make it potable. What makes water not potable? Bacteria. This is our important one. Remember, some of us are getting sick. I know it's hard to remember because we don't actually feel sick. But some of us are getting sick, and what's making us sick? The bacteria. See, we're sick. Miss Exon was really sick. She got sick over the break, so, but, and not with cholera, but still. Okay? This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to remove this. And it can be other things. It can be chemical contaminants, like heavy metal. Like if we were drinking mercury, like there was mercury in the water from pollution, chemical, trying to remove that is just as important because you can get poisoning. But right now our immediate concern is we've been getting sick and we think it's this bacteria. Okay? So we're trying to do that. Everyone clear? Yes? Awesome. it was me, I would want to know if my filter works. What else do we want to know about our filters? We all have different filters, right? Don't you guys want to know which one works the best? Marvin, if your filter didn't work and everybody still kept getting sick, what would you want to know about filters to fix it? How to do it? Well, what did you do for your filter? What do you have? Okay, so you have a filtration, right? With layers of things. Like this. So that's not a bad system. Remember, we said that they have these filtration filters. That's like a bitter filter that you can get in the States in a water pitcher to remove those chemical impurities like chlorine that makes the water taste funny. People don't like that because they're rich in America. They'll remove it. It doesn't really do that much to you. So Marvin's saying, well, if his filtration system doesn't work, he wants to know more about what those materials are. What are some better materials to use? What else? How are you guys getting your water? Do you get to go up to the sink and get your water? No, you gotta walk down to the pond to get it. Remember, it's like 10 kilometers away. So I want to know how to make my filtration system as efficient as possible, right? You don't want any waste. You gotta go haul your water. Probably like 10, 15 liters a day, so you don't wash your hands with bacteria-laden water. You gotta haul it. You don't want to waste it. That's crazy talk. Okay? Any other questions? All right, let's get going. Everybody get your filtration system set up. We need to start running it as soon as possible, okay? You guys have more than one filter set up? Are these guys the same? Or are they different? They're the same? So you just did it so you could get faster? So you're trying to get the bonus of being the fastest? What did you do to hold all this in? You don't have to draw it, you can just label, a plot with the plot. C-L-O-T-H. So should you be dumping in more water to filter? Have you guys started yet? Ian, have you started filtering yet?
Not yet.
Okay. your box come with your name? Okay, so you're trying to get back to your original state. Okay. How about you guys have a limited source of water, remember? Why don't you use my colander? Reflecting on my environmental science unit where I'm doing gamification, I believe the next time I do gamification, I'm really going to embrace it completely. What I think maybe LARPing, live action role play, where the students bring in some kind of item like a hat or a designated accessory, then when they put that on, then they're that character, and just really embrace it, and we call each other by our character names and try to make the whole gamification as authentic as possible. I think that this would help the students get more into the roles and ideas of it, more so than just keeping a diary. Another thing I might change or add to is try and make sure that everything not only matches this narrative, the students feel more involved in it. I think the LARPing would help that. It would help the students feel more enthusiastic about it. They really enjoyed the unit. I think they've had a lot of fun with it, but I think they'd have even more fun and feel more connected to their characters if we did this with the live action. Also, I think it'll help me realize some of the implications, like the students started using the sink to do things, not to get clean water, but for various other things. I would like to try next time maybe to take it outside, like they only have the resources that we can find outside and a few items that we've scrounged together rather than what we have in the science lab. Every time it's a learning experience, and I think I can't wait to do this unit again after everything I've learned from it and expand on it even more.